Yeah. So let us start our today's session with a quick recap of what we have discussed yesterday. So yesterday, what we have discussed is first and foremost thing is that we are responsible for our happiness, joyfulness, and equally for our sadness or for our struggle. So the common assumption is that we assume that we are actually destined, or either some fate or some external force is actually thrusting upon all these kinds of hardships on us. But in reality, our reality is actually created by ourselves. So our thoughts and feelings, they create our reality. So even if your thoughts and feelings in the current incarnation are very good, there is every chance that whatever you have done in your previous incarnations, they have some impact on the current life. So there is every chance that you might be thinking very good, you might be feeling very good now, but by virtue of your own karmic effects, you might be undergoing some kind of hardships. So first and foremost thing is that we have to take the personal responsibility, saying that yes, we are responsible for whatever we are now. So we don't have to blame any person, any force, any external entity for our current situation. That is what we mean to say by saying that take responsibility. And the second thing we talked about is we talked that we have amazing power. We have the power to change our reality, but unfortunately, we are not using our power. We are not using our power because we don't have awareness about our own power. So the moment we come to know that we have this kind of powers, definitely we can use our powers to change our outer reality. So in essence, yesterday what we have discussed is this one. So now let us get into today's session. Yeah. So in this session, we are focused on joyful living, like the secrets of joyful living. We know that 98% of the people on earth, they're not absolutely happy. Of course, they have some moments of happiness, and again, they will encounter some moments of sadness. Like that, our life is actually a mixture of sadness and happiness. But if you are sensible enough, we will make an attempt, a sincere attempt to maximize pleasure and minimize pain. See, if you look at any human endeavor, there is a hidden motive. That motive is nothing but maximization of joyfulness and minimization of painfulness. So there is a struggle between pain and pleasure in our life. So to the extent possible, we always strive to make our life more and more pleasant. We want to earn money. Why? We want to earn money because we want to be happy. With money, we can buy so many things. We want to be in good relationship because we want to be happy and joyful. We want to be in good health because we want to be happy and joyful. If health, wealth, and love is lacking in our life, definitely we cannot be joyful in life. So here we are actually trying to discuss what best we can do to make our life joyful. Okay. So yesterday we talked about when was the last time when we were really so happy in life, when we were joyful. So some people told that it was during the childhood. Some people told that it was during the period where they have given birth to children. Like that, they have actually told. So then we asked, what percentage of your life is filled with happiness? So people said 50%, 60%, 70%, but not beyond that. Why is that we cannot be happy 24 by 7? Is it possible or not? Yes, to an extent it is possible. We'll try to see how we can do. So as I told you that our happiness is actually dependent on three main things, that is money, health, and love. If money is lacking, we undergo a lot of hardship, and then we won't be able to enjoy our life. Similarly, health, similarly, love. Like that, it's not only money, health, and love, but also even our systems. For example, we are living in a political system where there is too much of oppression, then you cannot live your life happily. It also depends on our belief systems. If our beliefs are negative, then we cannot enjoy our life. So these are the things that we have talked about. So then we talked about the inner cravings. What are these inner cravings? Every human being have two dimensions. One dimension is the physical dimension where you can actually feel the physical body. This physical body has got certain cravings. What are the cravings that this physical body has got? It has craving for good food. It has craving for drink, water. It has craving for water. It has craving for some kind of relaxation. It has craving for sleep. It has craving for sex. Like that, physical body has got certain biological cravings. Similarly, even the inner being has got certain inner cravings. And these cravings are the urge for survival, means everybody wants to live. But for exceptional cases, everybody wants to live as much as possible. Nobody wants to die, they want to survive. So there is an intrinsic inner urge for survival. And then there is an urge for comfort, to live in a comfortable place, to live in a comfort zone. There is an urge for eternity, you want to be forever. And there is an urge for expression. Everybody wants to say something, everybody wants to express something. And there is an urge for experience, means every being, they want to experience certain things in life. If you look at the entire life, it is nothing but a bunch of experiences. So whatever you do in your life, it is only an experience. So you want to buy a car, you want to buy a house, you want to get married, you want to get a divorce, you want to sell a house, everything is just an experience. So these experiences, some of these experiences could be good experiences, and some of these experiences could be bad experiences. So there is an urge, inner urge for experiences. And then there is an urge for expansion. Everybody wants to grow. They want their families to grow. They want their wealth to grow. They want their what you call recognition, name, fame, everything. They want an expansion. There is an urge for expansion. And then everybody craves for recognition. Everybody wants some kind of recognition or the other. So some people might say, no, 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 I don't have these urges. But as a human being, we all have these kind of minimal urges. Without these urges, we are not human beings. The only difference is that the degree might differ. In some people, the degree for recognition might be quite high. In some other people, it might be a little low. But as such, it exists as such. Then there is a strong urge for control. Everybody wants to control the other people, right? We have a strong craving for controlling. We want to control our children, we want to control our subordinates, we want to control our batchmates, everything. Like we try to argue, we try to establish that we are better than them. We have a strong urge to say that we have some urge for control. Then we have urge for superiority. Like you always want to say that I'm better than you. There is an urge. So like this, there are some inner cravings. And as a matter of fact, these cravings are the root of all our struggles and sufferings. You want to control others, you want to control your son, you want to control your children, you want to say, don't do that. But they do exactly the opposite of what you want. Then what will happen to you? If your son is not listening to you, your children are not listening to you, what will be your reaction? You tend to become angry. You tend to become upset. If somebody is seen as someone who is superior to you, what will happen to you? For example, your neighbor, he is doing very well. Then what will happen to you? You will start feeling envious. You will start feeling jealousy. So, like that, if you look at anything, you have an urge for survival, right? So, your life is in danger. What will happen? You'll start fearing. So what I mean to say is these inner cravings are the roots of all our emotions. So your anxiety, where is it coming from? It is coming from those inner urges. Your pride, where is it coming from? Again, from the inner urge. Your shame, feeling of shame and guilt, where is it coming from? Again, from those inner urges. So what we can say is we can classify emotions into two types, the positive emotions and the negative emotions. So positive emotions are those emotions which make you feel good. For example, if you are in love, you feel good. If you are in peace, you feel good. If you are in a joyful mood, you feel good. But on the other hand, if you are actually having some kind of pain, for example, when you are angry, that's not a feel good kind of feeling. You feel little uneasy when you're angry, your whole body changes. When you are in fear, that is also not a pleasant feeling. When you are envious and jealous, that's not a good feeling. When you are in a depression, in a frustration mode, in sadness, again, that is not a good mode. So these are the negative emotions. So in life, we have positive emotions and negative emotions. So as long as we are undergoing a negative emotion, we cannot be happy and joyful because at any given moment, we can experience only one emotion, either positive emotion or negative emotion. When you are undergoing a negative emotion, you cannot undergo a positive emotion, right? So at any given point in time, we are in different emotional states. Sometimes we are in a happy mode, sometimes we are in a sad mode, sometimes we are feeling anxious, sometimes we are feeling depressed, sometimes we are feeling frustrated, sometimes we are feeling angry. Like that, the state is actually changing from one state to the other throughout our wakeful state. So when we are in sleep, most of the time we don't have any emotions. But if you are getting a nightmare, maybe you will have fear, or you might feel anger. Or if you are having a pleasant dream, maybe you'll be happy and joyful. But during wakeful state, you are actually undergoing so many emotions. So when you are actually undergoing a negative emotion, you cannot experience joyfulness. So from where is our joyfulness coming? That is what we are going to understand. How to be happy and joyful 24 by 7. And what should be our highest priority? Our highest priority should be about being happy and joyful 24 by 7. Of course, it might not be possible, but we need to maximize it because as human beings, we have certain life conditions where we have to feel bad, like somebody close to us, they pass away. So that time we cannot rejoice. That time we cannot dance in joy. We obviously feel bad, we feel sad. But for other kind of people who have actually transcended the issues of life and death, for them, these kind of things like life, death, does not really matter to them. Okay. So now we'll see what are the things that are actually controlling our joyfulness. Okay, let me ask you one question. What makes us happy? What makes us happy and joyful? Please do let me know. What makes us really happy and joyful?
Some kind of an accomplishment, sir.
Yes. Sense of accomplishment is something which makes you feel happy and joyful. So accomplishment is nothing but achievement. What is an achievement?
You desire something and you
Yes.
realize that it is an
Right.
achievement.
Right. Whenever a desire is fulfilled, you tend to become very happy. Okay. So what else makes you happy?
Sir, some good feelings, sir.
Yeah, like what?
What
What
we
else makes you happy? Okay, what makes you angry?
when expectations are denied.
Yes. When expectations are denied, you tend to become angry. So when do you feel frustrated?
Despite efforts and despite advice, things are not moving as
Yeah,
per schedule. Then
right.
we feel
You feel frustration. Yes. When do you feel depressed?
there is the ultimate state of failure.
Right. You feel depressed when you are not in a position to believe that you are going to achieve. Means you are losing hope. Then you tend to become depressed. So when do you feel sad?
When you miss a thing in a narrow
Right. When you
gap,
lost it forever, or when there is no chance of you getting it, you feel sad. Right?
actually, in my experience, when I could not get selected in IAS despite my effort, I felt sad. Of course, that's all
Yeah.
for the past anyway.
Right,
It's
right.
past, but anyway, that's an instance where I can say I was sad.
Okay. We have one thing in common, Venkat Ramanji. We were both civil service aspirants. So I appeared for final interview for 3 times. That was in 99, 98, and 96. When did you appear?
1960, 61, 62. No,
Okay.
60, 61, yes,
Okay.
1960.
Yeah.
I don't know that you were born at that time.
I'm not born. Yeah. So we had
Yes,
one thing in common. Of course, we
yes.
have so many things in common, but this
But
is the
I have
longest.
absolutely no regrets now.
Yeah.
I am happy, really happy.
Right, right. Yeah. Me too. Yeah. So when we lose something, we tend to become sad. Yeah. Okay. Now, let us try to understand what really controls our emotions. What is this? Mind without measure. This is the real source of our sadness or frustration or unhappiness or whatsoever be the thing like. So this is one of the major thing. This was actually a concept that was given by G.T. Krishnamurti. He has written a beautiful book by name Mind Without Measure. So there is a lot of truth in it. So what happens is there is always a kind of difference, a sharp difference between what exists inside your mind and what exists outside your mind. What exists inside your mind? You have some expectation. And if the expectation is not equal to the reality, or in other words, if there is a conflict between your expectation and the reality, then that is the time when your mind is going to agitate. There is a conflict between the inner reality or the inner expectation and the outer reality. The incompatibility between these two things is the source of misery in life. For example, inside your mind, you want to have a car, but outside you are confined only to a two-wheeler. So there is a clash between your inner expectation and the outer reality. So this difference is causing the suffering in your mind. Then you'll start feeling all kind of negative emotions. Sometimes you might be angry about the situation because You thought you would be thinking, yes, I want to have a car. I have a strong desire to have a car, but unfortunately, I'm not able to buy a car. I have to live with this stupid two-wheeler. Then you might become angry with your parents saying that, okay, they did not support you properly when you are actually a student or when you are getting for a job. Then you'll become angry with your parents saying that they have not supported me. You'll become angry. You can even become frustrated thinking that, oh, why did I get into this lousy job? With this job, with this income, I cannot buy a car. Sometimes your colleague will come in a car and you will face him on a two-wheeler. It could be some kind of embarrassment. You'll be feeling, oh God, he thinks he's superior, he has got a car. And it could also lead to envy and jealousy. So that is how there is a chance of various negative emotions that can erupt from your mind because of the difference between what exists inside the mind and what exists outside the mind. So take any example in your life. When you go to some relative's house, you go with a lot of expectation, thinking that the moment they see you, they get excited, they come hug you, they take you inside and they treat you with good food, good drinks, everything. And they are so nice. You go with a lot of expectation and you go knock their door and there comes the house lady. The moment she sees you, she doesn't even smile at you. She just says, come inside. And even the husband comes, he's also very neutral. Yeah, how are you? Okay, sit. Then all your enthusiasm is gone. You went with an expectation that they will be seeing and jumping with excitement, but your expectation has failed. The moment you see them behave like that, you'll start feeling so bad and miserable inside, thinking that why did I come to this place? These people are useless people. They don't have any manners. They don't have any loyalty. Last time when they came home, I treated them so nicely, but now these people are behaving very badly. So you'll start thinking so much negative about them. You'll be thinking, so ungrateful people, they don't deserve. Then you also sit and you'll sit for some time and you'll say, okay, I'll go like that. Your whole mood is gone. The joy that you expected from that encounter, from that situation is lost because your expectation is lost. But you really don't know what the condition that the family is undergoing. They might be under severe pressure. They might be having some bad time by that at the time you went to that place. They might be undergoing some kind of bad thing in their lives. They cannot express that to you. But out of courtesy, they did not say anything, but they just can't do like that. You don't know the situation, but immediately you get angry. You feel so angry. What the hell these people are trying to do? So ungrateful. So you'll think so much negative about it. And then you might even call up your wife or spouse and say, these people are very bad people. This thing you'll do. Means you're indulging in some kind of negative activity when you are coming with this thing. So that is because you went with an expectation. Let us assume that you have no expectation. You don't have any expectation. You have to go to their house. You just went to them, knocked the door. She came, she received you. Even if she has not received you properly, you don't mind because you don't expect anything. You went with zero expectation. You go with expectation saying that, okay, see, life is different for each people. We don't know when the person is having good time, bad time. But I went unexpectedly. I don't expect them to be so good to me. I don't expect them to be anything. Whatever they are, I'll just go. If you go with that expectation, even if they are really treating you badly, you will not feel bad. So by doing this, by removing this expectation, what are you doing? You're actually plugging out, removing the source of negative emotion. So then you're neutral, you're normal, you don't mind. Then you keep talking to them in a neutral manner. When you are talking to them so nicely, there is every chance that the family members will open up and they will confess what the problem is. Then you will understand them in the right spirit, and then you create a positive environment. Maybe you can give a good advice to them. Maybe you can be more helpful to them. So that is how you can actually convert a negative situation into a positive situation when your expectations are zero. Same is the case with our children. Children, they have certain expectations from their parents, and as parents, we have certain expectations from the children, and there is always a conflict, a clash between these two expectations. When the expectations are clashing, obviously, what is happening? The friction in the relationship is growing. Children, they're innocent. We are also very innocent, but compared to us, they're more innocent. We really don't know what life is all about. Though we have grown up, we really don't know much about life. So we expect, they expect, and there is a conflict of these expectations, and that is leading to friction in human relationship. It is not only the case with children, it is not only the case with relatives, it is with every encounter, every human encounter that we have with our colleagues. See, with what is our degree of harmony with people in our life? There are some people who likes us. There are some people who doesn't likes us. There are some people called enemies. There are some people called well-wishers. We all have these people in our life, right? So how did we create all these things? Are they by birth? No, definitely not by birth. When we are born, we have no friends, we have no enemies. But once we start the journey of life, we'll start developing some enemies and some friends, well-wishers. From where all these things are coming? Your enemies come mostly because of miscommunication, mostly because of failed expectations. So as long as you're in a warring terms with your people in life, can you really be happy and joyful? You cannot. Your enemies are continuously haunting you. Mentally, you're also attacking them. Mentally, you're also haunting them. You're also trying to defend. You're also trying to build some strategies wherein you can overpower them. So you'll be deprived of joyfulness and happiness in life as long as you don't have harmonious relationship with your people. Similarly, your financial things, if your financial expectations are not getting met, what will happen? You'll be under tremendous frustration. Similarly, if your health is not permitting, then again you are under a lot of frustration. So when you are actually undergoing negative emotions, you cannot feel the positivity of life. So what we need to do, what is the best thing to do? The best thing to do is reduce your expectations to zero. Acceptance, accept reality as it is. Instead of retaliating, instead of rebelling against the reality, the best strategy is to acceptance things as it is. But you don't have to live up with that kind of toxic, or you don't have to live up with that kind of undesired things, because there is nothing in this life which is not changing. Everything is changing. Certain things might be changing fast, certain things might be changing slow, but change is inevitable. So this moment, it might not be really desirable to you, but take it for granted, whether you like it or not, It is bound to change. The situation will change. People will change. Everything is in a continuous state of change. So since you know that it is going to change, the best strategy is accept it. Acceptance comes when? When there is no expectation. But if you are continuously building up your expectations and if you are actually looking at the world is totally different from your expectations. Best thing is, okay, right now, you don't have a car and you expect the car to be in your life very soon. So there is an agitation going on till the time that desire is fulfilled. But if on the other hand, if you resign to the situation saying that, okay, no problem, I'm happy with what I am. I'm happy with what I have now. This is the reality. This is the reality. I love my reality. I will compromise with my reality. When things have to change, they will change. Have that kind of attitude. Means you're accepting this moment as it is because you really don't have that kind of power and control to change it in a dramatic manner. So you're absolutely relaxed now. Okay, whatever it is, bindas, I don't have any problem. Then what will happen? Your inner resistance comes down, all the negative emotions will come down, and in its place, the positive emotions will creep in. The moment you are undergoing a positive emotion, what is happening? You are emitting happiness into the environment, and by virtue of law of attraction, what is happening? These happy waves are stimulating other frequencies in the environment, and that is bringing back the happiness in different forms. That is how things will change. If you want to really change things in your life, all that you need to do is you need to change your thoughts and feelings. Replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts, negative feelings with positive things. Though the external reality has not changed, you should actually change your inner reality because your external reality is not creating your inner reality, but as a matter of fact, your inner reality is changing your external reality. So this is what we mean to say mind without measure. Expectations should be brought down to the minimum level. So in this context, I would like to narrate a small story, like it is about how we take life. Very simple story. So once upon a time, there used to be a person, a simple person, who is always happy. Whenever you find him, you can find him singing songs, you can find him whistling, blowing whistle, happily, joyfully. He's not a very rich guy. He's an ordinary guy. He doesn't have bungalows, he doesn't have cars, nothing. But he's a very happy guy. So, you know how he lives. He used to have a pond, a small pond, and there used to be some fishes in the pond. And then every day he used to go to the pond. There used to be so many fishes in the pond, but he used to catch only 3 fish. So one fish he used to sell to get some veggies or rice. He used to sell another fish for getting some money, and one fish for him to eat. Every day he used to catch only 3 fish, though there were so many fishes in the tank. So one guy, he was actually watching this guy. Every day he used to pass in front of his house. And this guy, the one who was actually watching this guy, is a very rich man. Like he used to sit in his armchair, like he used to sit in his chair. And then he used to look at this guy. Every day he's going, catching 3 fish, enjoying his life thoroughly, happily going, happily coming, happily going, happily coming. And this guy, he got puzzled like this man, rich man, and he thought, okay, he thought he will give his, he will coach this guy how to become rich. because he knows that this guy is having a pond full of fishes. So one day while he was passing, he called him, "Hey, come here." So that guy happily came whistling. Then he asked, "Yes, sir, what is the matter? Why did you call me?" "So I just want to give you a piece of advice." He told, "What is it?" Then he told, "So you have a pond where there are so many fishes." He said, "Yes." "So how come you catch only 3 fish every day?" Then he said, "What will I do with all the fish?" He told, "Array, there are so many fish. You can catch all the fish one time and then sell them." Then the man asked, "What will I do with it?" "You'll get money." "Okay. After that, what?" "Buy some more fish, put them back in the tank, and then sell them." "Then what?" He told. Like that, he kept saying that. What after that? After that, he said, "Make money, make money, make money." Then he asked, "After that, what?" "After that, what?" "After making a lot of money, just sit and enjoy, just sing your life, be happy, joyful." Like that, he was telling that man. Then this guy says, "Sir, this is what I have been doing all the while. This is what I have been doing all the while. I'm very happy, I'm very joyful. So why I should go catch all the fish and then make them grow again, accumulate a lot of money, and then only feel happy?" He says, "I'm happy now." So here is not complicating things. He's having a very simple concept in his mind, how to be happy this moment instead of actually looking for happiness in the future moment. The man who was coaching him was telling about happiness in the future moment. He was telling, accumulate money, accumulate money, accumulate money, and then after that you sit and relax and start singing your songs. So you're procrastinating experiencing your joyfulness and happiness in life in pursuit of our complicated day-to-day life. But that man, he was not bothered about all these things. He is bent upon experiencing joyfulness and happiness this very moment. So without entangling it with accomplishments of any other thing. So that is the beautiful mindset we can have. I don't mean to say that having ambitions is wrong, but the approach towards life should be like this. We really don't know whether we are going to last for another 10 years, 20 years, for that matter, even 10 minutes. Life is so unpredictable. So you don't have to procrastinate your joyfulness and happiness at a future date, saying that, okay, once I'm settled, I will be happy. There are so many people suffering with this kind of mindset in this world. Many people, they procrastinate everything. They are like machines, working from morning till evening, doing a lot of hard work, having so much of seriousness in life, never smiling, never taking time for personal grooming, never taking time to spend time with family, friends, spouse, because they want to create happiness, they want to fabricate happiness in future. And they keep telling all stories, oh, you have to work hard, only then you can enjoy your future. But where is the guarantee that you'll enjoy in future? Because we never know how short our lifespan could be. Any moment, the life force can be withdrawn from our body, and then whatever expectations we had about life, settling down in life, they will be gone. So learn to live in this present moment. Learn not to compromise your joyfulness and happiness this moment for the sake of future. It doesn't mean to say that you should not have eye for future. You should also have good plans, good vision for future, but at the same time, do not procrastinate, do not compromise with joyfulness and happiness. You need to extract the beauty of life this moment. The biggest blunder that we do is we are either focused on the past or we are focused on the future, but this moment we are not focused. Most of the people, they are worried about the future. They are anxious about the future. Or they might be optimistic about their future. But more or less, most people, they are trying to create something, some security for future. But they are not focused this moment. So some people, they're always anchored to their past. They're actually looking at their past and saying, oh God, I've missed my life. I've worked so much. I did so much. I don't have anything. Leave the past. L-E-A-V, leave. Chordo, leave the past. Live in present, this moment, live in this moment, and believe in future. That should be the slogan of your life. We all know we have vehicles and there is a rear mirror which is placed. This rear mirror is placed only for looking into it once in a while. This rear view mirror is actually representing your past, the back. You cannot drive forward if you are continuously focused on your rear view mirror. So in life, if you have to move forward, you should not be too focused on your past. So many people, they are actually focused on their past, that they cannot move forward. They cannot enjoy this moment. And some people, they are so much focused on future that they have no control on the current moment. So it is like this. See, it's like what you call in factories, you have a conveyor belt on which certain things to be assembled will pass like that. So if you're standing in front of one particular thing, if you're actually looking at it, not attending to the one that you have at that moment, you are missing it. It goes off. Or if you're only looking at the things that you have missed, whatever is coming, you are lost. So you need to have pure focus on the current moment. If you are purely focused on your current moment, you have the power to change your reality, because the current thoughts and current feelings are fabricating your future moments. So acceptance is something which is bringing down your resistance level. And then by accepting, you are saying that, okay, I'm accepting this moment, and you are ready for the changes to happen. When you are accepting, your expectation is zero. When your expectation is zero, your mental resistance is zero. That is how you can experience joyfulness. So this is first and foremost thing that we need to learn is always bring down your expectation to zero level. So now I'm conducting a workshop. So my expectation is that there should be many people in this workshop. Significant number of people, if not many people, a significant number of people whom I can talk, whom I can influence, at least 20 people. So when I come here, if I see that there are only 5-6 people, what will happen? I cannot talk. My energy levels will drop. I feel, what is this? Why I should talk? There are no one who is interested in my talk. What is that I get from? So all set of negative feelings will creep in my mind, and it will kill my productivity. Even if I have to talk, I can't talk because back in my mind, there is something pulling me back. Why? What? Unnecessary. But if I come with zero expectation, things will be different. So sometimes even I get into this, there are no people, why let us cancel it. But I remember, yes, I should not have any expectation. Let me talk. So when I'm talking with this presentation, I can't see anybody. I assume that, okay, there are some people, at least 1-2 people who are very interested and trying to learn. And if I can make a slight impact even to 1-2 people who are attending this, yes, my life is done. Instead of actually focusing on many attendees, if I can actually really bringing some kind of transformation in the heart and mind of some people, it could be 4 people, 5 people, that is much, much better. So I've learned to drop my expectations to 0. So same is the case with early morning meditation. So if I expect at least 20, 50, 20, 30 people to attend, if I see small number, I feel disgusted. Then I said, no, I will not expect. Let it be. My job is only to talk. My job is not to count people like, okay, how many people have come? What is my problem? What will I get if 100 people attend? What will I get if 10 people attend? What will I get if 1,000 people attend? Nothing. So why I should be bothered? Why I should expect that there should be these many people? So I raised the expectation saying that, okay, no problem, even if there is nobody. For me, it's a good time pass, like just expressing myself. I have an urge to express myself. For me, it's a good time pass. Okay, even if people are not listening, even if people are not coming, no problem, but I'll conduct a session. I will talk. I express myself. When I express myself, my clarity of thought increases, improves, then there's no problem. There's benefit for me. So I'm very happy now because I don't have any expectation. So that is the power of mind without measure. Okay. So we'll go to the next point. So this is again the biggest problem in our life. What is this? What is written here? Detach yourself from the drama of life. What is this? If you look at human life as such, from a third person perspective, you find so much of drama happening here in this world. As William Shakespeare has rightly told, this world is nothing but a big stage and all the people are the actors. Yes, there is truth in this statement. So, in order to understand this, you need to understand the concept of Maya, illusion, that was propounded by Adi Shankaracharya. He says that everything is an illusion. We are living in a grand myth, a Maya. We are surrounded by a Maya. We think this is real, but there is no truth in the so-called reality, right? And even the quantum physics, the modern day quantum physics says that we are living in a holographic universe. Means even they say that what we think is reality is not the real reality. It is just a projection of something else, an illusion. We are under a grand illusion. What Adi Shankaracharya has told ages back, the modern scientists, they say that even our life is a drama. The movie Matrix talks about this concept. So this is something, a validation by the modern science of what our great Adi Shankaracharya has told. Everything in this world is an illusion. So to understand this concept, you need to understand that as human beings, we have 3 different states, broadly. Okay, one state is you're not born, not born. That is one state. You are not into physical life. The second one is wakeful state. Wakeful state is a state where we are not sleeping, where our mind is active, where our consciousness is focused on the current environment. So I'm not sleeping now, I'm wakeful. You're not sleeping, you're also wakeful. So we are in wakeful state. Our consciousness is in wakefulness. So when we are actually looking at this, we see things in our life. We see mother, father, brother, sister, children, and all these people. We see our colleagues, we see our neighbors, we see our house, we see our sofas, we see our pets, everything we are able to see. We are in wakeful state. But what will happen to all these things the moment you get into deep sleep? You go into deep sleep. Where is your mother? Who is your mother? You can't even remember your own name. You don't even remember your own identity. You lost your identity. Even if somebody is coming and sitting next to you, and even if they are actually trying to make faces on you, you can't make anything out of it because your consciousness is not there. This is a state where your consciousness has gone into a very deep state that you lose consciousness in other planes. Then you have another state which is known as dream state. In that dream state, you're sleeping, your eyes are closed, your ears are not actually perceiving the signals, and the rest of the five senses are withdrawn. When you are in sleep, all your sensory organs are your sensory organs are withdrawn. But even if your eyes are closed, you can see, you can hear, you can feel all the characters in your dream. I don't know whether you people get dreams in sleep or not, but most of the people, they get dreams and they can remember their dreams and they feel as if it is really happening. When we are in a state of dream, we are actually silently observing or participating in the drama, but we are not conscious that we are sleeping and it's only a dream. Only after you come out from the sleep, you realize that, okay, what has happened is just a dream. And you brush it off saying that, oh, it's just a dream. You don't give much importance to it. You think it's just a simple, silly dream. Remember, when you are wakeful, all these things that you are seeing, hearing are real. But the moment you go into sleep, all these things are disappearing. Though they are existing, they are disappearing from your consciousness. Similarly, when you are in a sleep state, everything is vanishing. But only the dream characters, the dream situations are coming to reality. So which is true? This one is true or that one is true? Many people say only when we are wakeful, that is the true experience. But remember, this dream state is as fictitious as the so-called real state, and the real state is as real as the dream state. If you ask anybody, a person who can actually analyze things, ask them which is real. They can't really say it. We think wakeful state is a real state because our mind, our brain is capable of registering the continuity of events, connections between things. That is how, even if you sleep, when you sleep, you lost consciousness of all your existence, your relations, your job, your business, your problems, everything is gone. But the moment you get up, everything is recalled and all the connections are established. And then you find the continuity and you think that it is real. But for advanced people who are actually grown beyond the normal human level, for them, even dream state is as parallel as the real state. They can find connectivity even in the dream state. So there is a kind of parallel worlds which are happening. We can never judge that this state is the only state. So from this, what you can understand? You understand that What we think real is not real. The problem is we human beings, we take life too seriously. When we come across a problem, we become so disturbed, so agitated. We think that there is a big calamity in our life, but that is just a momentary experience that you are undergoing while you are in wakeful state. When somebody close to you dies, you keep crying for some time and then you go into sleep. When you go into sleep, where is the sorrow? Is there any sorrow when you're in deep sleep? So that event has disappeared, evaporated. But only when you get up again, then you'll start feeling. So the things that are happening in our life are not really real things. They are only momentary experiences. So you should not actually get so much agitated, so much entangled with these things and start feeling sorrow, saying that, oh God, what is this life? Why is this life? Start creeping, cribbing, weeping. So you should know that this is just a temporary thing. So another example I can give is when you go for a very good movie, sometimes you lose yourself. You actually get engrossed, you get deeply absorbed in the movie. So if the character in the movie is crying, you'll start crying. If the character in the movie is laughing, you'll also do that. But after the movie, you come to your senses and say, oh, this is just a movie. Similarly, our life is like that. So you really don't have to get too much engrossed in your drama of life. Any big difficulty is not a difficulty, it is a temporary thing. So view your life as if you're a spectator. So I'll give small thing that you can try out, like project yourself away from your life. See as if your entire life is on the screen. Your father, mother gave life to you at so and so year. You're visually seeing them. You're born. You're not a subject there. You're actually watching you as a subject. You're born. You're growing up. And all things is happening as if it is happening as a movie. You're only a third person. You're actually from a third perspective view. When you're actually playing the role of an actor, you are deeply immersed in the role and you're actually taking everything so serious. But if you're actually detaching yourself, moving away from your life and seeing your life theme from a different perspective, then you realize that how stupid you are. You laugh at yourself. Your entire life will look like a drama, a comedy. So then all the pain that you have been experiencing in your life is gone. The moment you treat your life just as a drama, all the pain, all the struggle, all the suffering is gone. Now you are a liberated person. Since you have actually evacuated the sorrow from your life, only joyfulness will be in your life. So you want to be joyful. Treat life as a drama. Every situation that you are encountering, see as if it is a drama. So to make your visualization easy, just imagine that you are sitting on a hill and then there is a train which is passing in front of you. The first bogie comes, after that second bogie comes, imagine that it is going at a slow pace. So it is moving. This is year one, year two, like that. See your life as if you're a third person. Then whatever thing, the biggest problem in your life will look so trivial, so small. You will not feel any sorrow. So to illustrate this subject, I'll give another small story. So once upon a time, there was a village. In that village, there was a village headman who is very nice, very gentle, very influential, very rich, very powerful. He had a very beautiful wife. They were very happy, but for one thing, and that one thing is they don't have children. So they made all attempts to have children, like they have performed special pujas, they have done some medical treatment and all these things, despite that they did not have. But after long time, they got a baby boy, a beautiful boy. So since it's a late issue, mother and father, they were so fond of the boy, and the boy was growing, and all the villagers were also very fond of this boy. So it was a happy life going on, but suddenly the boy died because of some accident, some snake bite or whatever it is. And the whole village was undergoing lot of sadness and sorrow. Mother was weeping like anything. She has become mad. She was saying, son, come back. She was yelling at gods, and all these things are happening. But the father, the village headman, was sitting very quiet, calm in his chair. He was not weeping. He was not making anything. He was not even shedding a tear or drop. He was just sitting mechanically. So looking at this man, the woman got so enraged. She came and she blasted him, saying that, see, what kind of cruel person are you? Our only son, he met with this kind of situation. And I don't see any trace of sorrow in your face. What is this? Are you a stone-hearted person? Like that, she was abusing him. But that man, he was not moved. He was very quiet. Then she asked him, why? What is the reason? Why? Are you not feeling sorrow for what has happened? You're not grieving the loss of your son. Then this man coolly said, yeah, I don't know, I'm confused whether to cry or not, whether weep or not, whether feel grief or not. Because last night I had a big dream. In the dream, I was the king of a kingdom, a big kingdom. I was a king, a mighty king. In my dream, I was the king of a big kingdom. In the dream, I had so many queens, so many wives, and I've got so many children, good, beautiful, handsome, beautiful children, all playing around. They were playing with me, they were jumping and playing with me, and I have so many servants, so many bungalows, palaces, riches, gold, everything. I was enjoying my life thoroughly. But suddenly when I woke up, all these things have vanished. Not even one thing was there. Not even one son was there. Nothing. Everything vanished. So I'm now confused whether I should cry for this one or for only one son. He says that. So this is a beautiful illustration of the concept that I've told. What is the reality? We are living in a grand illusion. We are living in a Maya. We are sitting quietly here. You go to a remote place, you're sitting in a cool, calm, quiet place, nobody to make noise. Somebody comes and says, what? You say that it is a quiet place. You're absolutely at stillness. You're not moving. Nothing is moving. You'll say that. But the reality is, we are all riding on earth, and the earth is actually spinning around itself continuously with a great speed, and it is also moving in the universe with a great speed along with the sun. We are not experiencing that speed. Even if you are actually going by bike, you'll feel a lot of speed, a lot of air, but we are actually moving at a much rapid pace, but we are not experiencing that one. The truth is, we are actually moving at a very great speed across the universe, but we are not experiencing it. This is Maya. We think the sky is blue, but in reality, the sky is black, and there are hundreds and thousands of stars which are there now, but we are not experiencing these things. Again, this is a Maya. So we are actually engulfed in Maya, in dark curtains of darkness. We are living. Though we think we have eyes, we really don't have real eyes. We are not able to penetrate through the iron curtains of Maya that was holding us here. The sense of liberation comes to you when you can actually open, rip down all these curtains of ignorance and see the truth. So whatever is happening inside this iron curtain is just an illusion that our mind is creating. So as long as we are in this physical body, we are actually trapped inside this iron curtain called Maya. This Maya, the wheel of Maya, can be opened up only with knowledge. When you acquire Brahmajnan, when you acquire the knowledge of soul, when you acquire the knowledge of the universe, when you understand the knowledge of death and birth, then you'll be able to see the reality. Whatever happening in our life is not the reality. You are a computer engineer here, but not there. You're a master here, but not there, because this is all an illusion, a 3D reality. So when it is so fictitious, when it is not the truth, why you have to get emotionally entangled to it, and then you have to suffer and struggle in your life? When you know that this is just a story, when you know that this is a drama, why you have to undergo so much of mental stress and strain? There is no requirement for it. So for that reason, you need to occasionally detach yourself from the drama of life and then see as a participant, observe your own life. Imagine, see, you are trapped in a very bad financial situation. Step away from that situation and see. Look from a higher perspective. Then you'll find everything, all the missing points, all the connecting points intact. You'll be able to find a solution for your problems. So sometimes we get into bad relationship with our close people like our children, our parents, or even our siblings and spouses. Detach yourself from that moment and see. Then you will understand the beauty of life. So in life, we always have the tendency of overvalue things which we don't have and undervalue those things we have. Remember this point. This is a very valid point. In life, we always tend to overvalue things that we don't have and undervalue things we already have. So our husband is here. So we don't give much importance. You blast at him, you do whatever they want. But the moment that person dies, you'll understand the value. So when it is not there, we'll start giving so much of value to it. So all the people in our life at this point, when we are born, parents, the most important people, siblings, and other relatives, they will start slowly fading away in your life. Means earlier they are number one. Slowly they will move into number two position and it will be occupied. Some new people in your life, your spouse, father-in-law, mother-in-law, and these kind of people. And then again, after that, it will slowly move away from it. So every point we are actually undervaluing things which we are not have, which we are having, and overvaluing which we don't have. So when parents are living with us, we used to defy them, we used to argue with them, we used to put them down. But when they are moving away from our life, that is when we understand the importance of everything in life. Similarly, when we have a lot of money, we undervalue it. When we don't have it, we overvalue it. Similarly, health, when we have good health, we undervalue it and we lose it. And then when we don't have it, we'll start again giving so much of value. So you need to understand that Everything in life is important. It has got its own due importance. Don't neglect your relationship with people in your life. They are important, but be objective, stay detached, develop some kind of detachment towards everything in life. Whatever you think is yours is not in reality yours. You also think that this is my house, but remember, this is not really your house. You're only assuming that it is your house. The moment the life force moves away from your body will not be allowed to be kept in your house for another 1 hour. Immediately they will put it away. They will not make you sit there. They will not allow your body to sit or sitting in the dining area or in the hall. Your value is gone. Nothing is really yours. Not even your body. Your body is not really yours. You have only taken it for some time. You don't have the body. You don't have to run after property and saying that this is mine, this is mine. What is yours? Nothing is really yours. We tend to fight with people, with close people for the sake of property. With our own siblings, with own parents, with own children, with spouses, we fight for property, for money and all these things, but they really don't belong to you. And what's point in fighting for something which is not really yours? So you should not give so much of importance to such things in your life. So you should know that this is just a drama. In this drama, I need this house. In this drama, I need this gold chain. In this drama, I need a car. So they are not really mine. They come to me in the appropriate time and then they vanish at the appropriate time. If you take this kind of mindset, I'll give it in writing, nothing really bothers you. You'll remain happy and joyful. Oh, it's just a drama. Okay? So the next point is, who are you? I'm asking a question. Who are you? Who are you? I think I put you all into a deep sleep. I don't find anybody alert.
No, sir. Even
No,
after
sir.
30 days, even after 30 days, you could not get the result.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What?
Even after 30 days, who am I? Even after that pursuit, we could not get the result.
Okay. Yeah. You're talking
Yeah,
about the
sir.
meditation. Okay.
Meditation.
Yeah. So who am I? What am I? So everything is just a belief. Either you are made to believe by somebody through their experiences, or you undergo some kind of experience and then you make a realization saying that I am that I am. So unless you experience I am that I am, I can never convince you saying that you are so and so. So that is your destiny. So broadly speaking, we have fiscal dimension and non-fiscal dimension. Physical dimension is our body. We can experience our body. We can see our body. We can touch our body. We can smell our body. Like that, body is a tangible entity. So, but the body is not the entire thing. It is only one part of the reality. The other part of it is the invisible soul, the invisible energy, intelligence, soul. So at the moment the soul, the life force moves away from the body becomes a useless thing, which has to be discarded. So the physical dimension is limited. It dies and it is always under some kind of threat because it can be easily destroyed, dismantled. But its counterpart, the soul, is a permanent entity without any birth or death. Soul is something which cannot be killed. It just exists. So, what is ego? We all know that we have ego. What is an ego? Ego is nothing but
I am the best, sir.
I am the best means
I know everything. I do everything good.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, there is one difference. There are two terms. One is ego, and the other one is egoism. What is ego and what is egoism? Ego is nothing but an identity. Yes, I, me. This is an identity. Egoism means I am superior to other people. Ism, egoism. So some people, they are very proud. They treat other people ill, saying that hey, these people are useless people, people on road. That is what is known as egoism. I'm more learned, I'm more richer, I'm more this thing. So the sense that I'm better than, I'm superior to other than, and start putting down other people is what is known as egoism. But ego is nothing but an identity, a self-identity, just the way we have a name, like Srinivas, like Vidyaji, like Ramanji, there is an identity. Without that identity, it is very difficult for actually addressing the person or actually focus on that person. So there is some kind of identity, and that identity is what is known as ego. So ego is not bad, egoism bad, because everybody has to identify themselves. It's me. Egoism is bad, but not ego is bad. So, but where from this ego comes? So there is one thing we do in our life. Throughout our life, there is one thing that we are continuously doing. What is it? We are continuously trying to protect and promote our ego. As human beings, we are focused on one major thing, that is protecting and promoting our ego. Got the point? So protecting, somebody comes and insults you, immediately you retaliate, immediately you defend. That is what you are protecting your ego. For example, nobody is coming and doing any kind of physical assault. They come and just try to pull your legs or try to make a derogatory comment on you. Who is getting hurt? Your physical body is getting hurt? Nothing. When somebody makes a joke of you, somebody abuses you with words, is your physical body getting damaged? No, your physical body is not getting damaged. Who is getting damaged? Your ego is getting damaged. So that's why we don't like anybody shouting at us. Even if your father shouts at you, you get so offended. Why is he shouting at me? What did I do? Because your ego is getting damaged. With the verbal words, your ego is getting harmed. So you're trying to protect it. So most of the time, to the extent possible, you try to protect you're trying to protect your ego so that it remains intact. So you'll not allow anybody to come and do it, hurt it. But if somebody in authority comes and starts abusing you, you'll happily smile at them, sir, okay, sir, because you're accepting it. Not only protecting, but you're also promoting it. How you're promoting it? You will start saying, I'm capable of doing that, I'm capable of being that, I'm capable of this thing. Like that, you're continuously trying to project some big thing about your ego. Somebody comes and says, "Oh, you're looking very handsome." Your ego is actually bloating up. It is getting promoted. Somebody is coming and accusing you. You're protecting it, saying that get lost. So there is a constant battle. You're continuously protecting your ego or promoting your ego. So when you're actually operating from the perspective of your ego, what is happening? It is actually giving rise to certain kind of negative emotions. So somebody comes and he is supposed to give you something, but he did not give, deliberately he did not do, but you got offended because of his action. Like for example, you are walking, suddenly you come across a subordinate, and that subordinate, he was in his own world, he did not salute you. Who is getting offended? You become angry. How dare that fellow? Class 4 fellow, he doesn't respect me. What does he think about himself? And then you keep this in mind. Next time when he comes to you with a job or a favor, then that time you will show him what you are. So who is showing? Your ego is showing. Because unconsciously or consciously, your ego was hurt by that person. The moment it is hurt, what you are going to do? You want to take revenge. The moment you show him your heat, that person is also a human being. That person will also keep it in mind. And then he will wait for an opportunity to strike back. So there is a continuous battle, continuous friction in the relationship. So ego has got certain qualities. Ego, you can compare ego to that of a thin layer of cream that gets formed on the surface of boiling milk. When we put milk in a vessel and boil it, and we allow it to cool down, after some time, a thin layer of cream gets formed on the surface of milk. That thin surface of cream is not different from milk. It only emerged from the surface, but it now has got a distinct and separate identity. Similarly, our ego is part and parcel of our higher soul, but it is intact with the human body, the biological body. So since it is very close to the body, it identifies itself with body. So whatever body thinks, the ego thinks it is that. Your ego thinks that you are the body, and it loses the identity or main identity with the higher soul. And it will start behaving in a very limited manner, just the way the body has. If you look at human body, it has got so many limitations. Though it has got eyes, but the range which it can pursue is only a pinhole kind of thing, a small portion in a gigantic bandwidth. The ears, of course, they can hear, but it can hear only a small fraction of the entire thing. Means our limited senses are limiting our body. The body is having so much of limitation. So obviously, because of the limited inputs, the knowledge that it has got is also very, very limited. So since it has got very limited knowledge, it lives in illusion, the Maya. We were talking about the concept of Maya in the previous topic. So ego is dwelling in the dark chambers of ignorance. It doesn't have any knowledge. Since it has no knowledge, it has got all stupid concepts. It thinks it is better than other people because it cannot see the reality. There are much gigantic entities in life more than yourself. It doesn't have that information. It thinks that it is the only superior thing and it thinks that it is better than other people. All egos are very limited. Ego is very scared because it is closely connected to body. Body can be damaged any moment. With a single stab, you can kill the body. But with the same knife, you cannot stab the higher soul in you. Fire can destroy your body and ego can be destroyed with it. But the soul cannot be destroyed with fire. Your body can be drowned in water and it can lose its life, but soul cannot die. There is no death for soul. Only the limited body, the temporary vehicle that we use, can be destroyed, but not the soul. But since the ego is associating itself more closely with the body than with the real soul, it has all the limitations of the physical body. So that is the reason why it is so scared. That is the reason why it could be jealous. Like whatever negative emotions that we talked about, they come from ego, not from the higher soul. The higher soul doesn't become angry. The ego can become angry. The higher soul can never be afraid because it is eternal. It is universal. It is expandable. Like it is everything. But the soul doesn't have that feelings. It thinks that it is limited. It can be killed. It can be harassed. It can be it can be insulted. You cannot insult a soul, but you can insult an ego. Like that, whatever negative emotions that we talked in the first topic, they are ego-based. So some of these negative emotions, they're all linked up to these inner cravings. These cravings are not the cravings of the soul. These are the cravings of the ego. So if you really want to experience life, the beauty of life, the joyfulness of life, you should shift your position from ego to higher soul. The moment you start operating from the perspective of higher soul, you can never become angry. You can never become fearful. You can never become envious. You can never become jealousy. You can never hate, because these are not the qualities of the higher soul. The higher soul has got certain qualities, and those qualities are love, compassion, kindness, tolerance, peace, ecstasy. These are the qualities of the higher soul. So most of us, we are operating from the perspective of the ego. We started off our journey from the perspective of our ego. But slowly, when you start your journey from materialism to spiritualism, you'll start understanding how foolish you are in terms of trying to promote and protect your ego. Because it is an artificial entity. It is just a shadow. It is like a shadow. You have a shadow. Will you do anything to your shadow? Will you try to glorify or protect your shadow? It doesn't have real independent existence. But due to ignorance, due to lack of knowledge, we are all focused on that stupid ego, and throughout our life we are battling, we are actually trying to please it, we are trying to promote it, we are trying to protect it. Why is that you want to have more money than your neighbor? Usually when we ask people, what do you want to become? I want to become the richest person on earth. Some people say that. Why? They have used the superlative degree. Instead of saying, I want to become rich, rich in the sense, you have everything, whatever you want, you will get. That is not sufficient for those people. They want to become richest in the sense, above those people. So what is it? It is the sense of ego. Because the ego says, I'm better than you, I'm superior to you. That is the craving of ego. Because it's like a baby, it's like a kid. If you go and ask a small kid, who is stronger, you or your dad? The baby boy says, no, I am stronger. Who can play the game better? I will play better than my dad. Because of innocence and ignorance. Because the father, when he's playing with the kid, he pretends as if the boy is much superior because he wants his boy to be happy. In order to cheer up the boy, the father plays down, and this guy thinks that he's better than that. Ego is also like that. You're trying to pamper your ego. So, if you want to have perfect peace, harmony, joyfulness, happiness in your life, what is very, very important? What is very important? Transition from the ego perspective to the higher soul perspective. So as an ego, you'll hate people. You fear things. You envy. You feel jealous. But as a higher being, all these things are gone. You can't be angry with anybody because you're filled with love and compassion. When there is love, when there is absolute love, you cannot hate anybody. The moment you start experiencing love in its pristine form, you cannot become angry with anybody. You cannot hate anybody. You cannot hurt anybody. You're kind and compassionate. Even if the other person is misbehaving, you'll only tolerate, you'll just smile and you'll say, okay, it's all right, okay, forgiven. You forgive. Like that, see, let us assume that in our life we have X number of enemies and Y number of friends and Z number of neutral people. So whenever we think about our enemies, we get agitated. But you have moved from ego perspective to soul perspective. Then your enemies will start slowly vanishing because you are not actually initiating or even not retaliating to the evil moves. You become kind and compassionate. So where there is love, there is great, great tolerance. Where there is great tolerance, there is great understanding. For example, while you're walking, by mistake, you hit a glassware and it broke down. It's a very costly thing. You broke down. What will you do? Will you start slapping yourself? Will you start kicking yourself? Will you start abusing yourself? You'll simply say it's a mistake. I did not do it intentionally. It's just a mistake. So what? Every human being does mistake. We say that. Same thing, your friend or your family member does. And you like that piece. The moment they do it, you'll pounce upon them saying that, what? Can't you see? Where are your eyes? Did you put on your head? Like that we pounce upon them. You're not ready to consider it as a mistake. You have very soft attitude towards yourself because you love yourself, but you're not ready to accept it if somebody in your family does or friend does, and you become more aggressive if your enemy or if a person who doesn't like you does it because you don't love him at all. So you'll start fighting with. But if you really love every person, then you cannot become angry. You tolerate saying that, okay, fine. Like how Jesus Christ, he said, okay, if somebody comes and slapping you, Okay, if that is giving happiness to him, show the other side and say, okay, you eat this also. So that is the power of love. You can't hurt a person whom you love. The problem is our life is limited and confined. Whom we love, we don't love the person who is going on road. We love only the people in our life with whom we are married, to whom we are born, or to whom we are giving birth, or to whom we have to coexist as family members. Only those people we love. The rest of the people, let them go to dogs. Who cares? So that is the limited version of love. We are practicing it. So you don't feel the pain that ordinary people are undergoing. How does it matter? Because you're operating from ego perspective. So if you really want to enjoy the real essence of life, the real beauty of life, you need to rise above these egoistic levels and move and look from a higher perspective. Project yourself away both on time and space axis. See yourself moving up, up into the sky. And from there, look at your house, look at the people, look at your own community, look at your country, look at your world, till it vanishes into a small dark circle in this universe. How significant is life? So trivial, but we give so much of importance thing saying that, oh God, this thing. If you project yourself in space and look at things, whatever great accomplishments you think you are doing, whatever job you are doing, they all vanish into a very insignificant thing. Similarly, if you look on the time scale, you might be feeling proud with your looks, with your job, with your business and all these things. But if you look at the entire human history, a 40 million history, there are more and more people who are much better than you. You are nothing in front of those people. So you're so insignificant at one angle, and you're also very significant at the other angle. At one end, you're very insignificant. At another end, you're very significant. So you need to understand, where do you stand in this grand universe? Why are you feeling proud? You feel proud only because of your ego. Your ego will vanish into a small, tiny dust which is insignificant in this universe. You're not superior to anybody in any manner.
May I please ask a question, sir?
Yes, please.
So when you say when just now you said we are very insignificant in this play in this universe.
At
So
one end.
and pardon me.
At one end, in one perspective.
Yes, and okay, sir. So my idea clashes when you say this, and one more view is what you think you become. So when we look at it, I mean, I like to think that yes, I'm very insignificant in this universe. That is how I like to be, because no trace of ego should surf up and all that I feel. But then, what you think you become, that is one way of looking at our life, isn't it, sir?
Right.
So how do we manage this? There is always
So
a clash, sir.
are you now talking from the perspective of ego or SO?
I don't know to manage these two, sir, because I mean, I like to connect myself from the perspective of soul.
Yeah,
At this point of my life, yes, I
right.
want to connect myself with
You should
soul
actually
perspective.
see soul and ego as not two separate entities,
Yes, sir.
but two ends of the same entity. They
Okay, sir.
are two poles apart.
Yes, sir.
So people are in between this pole and that pole. Some are at ego level, close to the ego level, and some people are close to the higher soul level. So depending on their own orientation or their own position, their thoughts, their things will be looked upon. When I say you're so insignificant means, what I actually want to say is souls, they cannot be comparison. At soul level, there is no inferior or superior. There is only one thing. But when it comes to ego level, I'm superior, I'm inferior concept. The comparison is coming at only ego level. So we all have inflated egos as human beings living in these modern societies, that too having some kind of good life compared to other people. We have slightly inflated egos. We are educated, we can talk in English, we are living in cities, we can operate gadgets and all these things. Because of these things, we have at an unconscious level inflated ego. So that ego has to be deflated. In order to deflate that issue, I have only given this example of saying that how great are you, how significant are you? Got my point?
Yes,
It
sir.
is only to deflate the inflated ego that I have shown that we are not really great people compared to the people with whom we are living now.
Yes, sir.
That's it, nothing more than that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So it's already 12:50. So we have another 10 minutes. So I'll not start next topic. So if you happen to have any kind of questions like the one Vidyaji has asked, you can ask me. So I'll be very happy to answer your questions.
So Kruti here.
Yeah, Krutiji, how are you?
Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, sir, better.
Good afternoon. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a question. Like when we say we are insignificant in this world,
Mhm.
isn't it is a type of a ego?
Yeah, when we say insignificant, I'm saying that from the perspective of ego, not from the perspective of soul, because
Yeah.
soul has no comparison.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
That is the difference which I understood very clearly.
right,
That where all these emotions comes from,
right.
the positive
The
one and
misery and sorrow in life comes
yes,
from the ego. Ego is the womb of all miseries.
miseries.
So we have a choice. We don't have to actually sit in the chamber of ego. From ego perspective, slowly make a transition towards the higher soul.
Yeah.
Every day, make an effort to actually move away from ego and move towards the higher soul. It's a practice. It's a continuous practice. Once you are towards the higher self, then you find everything as one and the same thing. Like you cannot actually discriminate. So it is surface level things might be different. For example, if you look at electricity, electricity is one and the same thing. But when electricity moves into the air conditioner, when electricity moves into a bulb, when electricity moves into a washing machine, when electricity moves into iron box, it behaves differently.
Different.
But the underlying current is one and the same. You cannot
Same.
discriminate that this is the current of iron box, this is the current of AC. We cannot discriminate, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
higher soul is like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So ego resides in body, it means in the physical body. Ego
Pardon?
resides in physical body.
Yes, yes. It is
And
a counterpart of your
of
physical body.
physical
Right.
body. Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Slowly
the
start
So the
removing.
shift,
Yeah, please.
the shift from ego perspective to soul perspective, is it possible? Is it only by practice or meditation and spiritual activities? Does it hasten up? So is that the only? Is that the way
Yes,
to?
yes. The path of devotion, the path of knowledge are absolutely necessary. You need to get more and more knowledge. You need to understand what this universe is, who you are. This you can acquire through teachings of great people, or you can actually get this knowledge through meditation. So there is no other shortcut other than meditation and acquisition of knowledge and living a good life.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, please?
Sir,
Excuse
my
me.
feeling is
Yes, please.
if anything which hurts your feeling or others' feeling, whatever be the kind, when you realize that you are hurt or somebody is hurt, when you realize that that is enough, no need to go for soul or ego and all that. This is enough. First, understand that you are
Right.
wrong.
Right.
Acceptance.
Right.
I have hurt you. I am
Right.
hurt for that matter.
Right.
If I feel I am hurt, that's enough.
Right. So that is
This
how
is my view.
Jesus Christ, he tells, never do anything which you don't like others doing to you.
Hmm.
You don't want to be fooled. So never make other people fools. Never do anything which you don't like others doing to you. The moment you start doing this, you start creating harmonious relationship with people in your life. You don't want to be dominated, so don't dominate other people. You don't want to be insulted, don't insult other people. As simple as that. So we should be able to actually, what you call, sympathize, empathize with other people, get into the shoes of other people and see the world and life from their perspective. The moment you have that power to actually move from your perspective to other people's perspective, what is that you are creating? You are creating nothing but harmony. You are actually working from the perspective of soul. But if you are actually anchored to the ego perspective, you'll only start arguing, saying that you're wrong, I'm right. We always have this perspective like, I'm okay, you're not okay. When you're strongly anchored to the ego perspective, your perspective is, I'm okay, you're not okay. But the moment you move to a higher perspective, your perspective will change to, I am okay, you're also okay. Because truth is n-dimensional. You cannot actually define truth and say that this is the only version of truth. There are multi-dimensional things. So we have to accept all these things. So that is how the soul actually operates.
Last time you showed a picture of 6 and 9. Seeing from 6 side it is 6, seeing from 9
Right,
side it is
right.
9.
Yes, yes, yes,
It is
yes.
an excellent way of imagining things.
Right, right. Yes.
I am right because I am right. You are
Yes.
right. But the truth is
Right. Yeah.
depending upon the situation, where
Yes.
you are.
Truth is n-dimensional. Your only perspective is actually defining your truth.
Similarly, a thing which is right today may be wrong tomorrow, or
Right,
what is wrong
definitely, yes.
today, tomorrow it may be right.
Yes. See, sometimes we realize that what we are speaking is wrong, but immediately we will retaliate. We'll say, we'll try to defend it because our ego will be hurt. The moment you say, no, I'm wrong, your ego is hurt. But if you really care for truth, if you actually have a bigger purpose, bigger level of thinking, immediately you say, yes, I'm wrong. Now I realize this is the truth. So that is how some people they behave like this. Some people keep arguing, saying that no, 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 I'm right, I'm right. Yeah.
One small incident, sir, because it came in long back
Okay.
regarding this, regarding the time factor which decides whether right or wrong. For example, at it is in Tamil Nadu, I remember, 11:58, when X was arrested because he was drinking. It is in prohibition time.
Okay. 11:58.
At 12 o'clock, at 11:59, at 12 o'clock, prohibition was removed. At
Okay.
12:01, that fellow was, somebody was honored because he was drinking.
Okay.
Same action, different times.
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah, good example. Yeah. Any other questions, please?
Excuse me, sir.
We see you with respect, sir.
Yeah, because my eyes are so strained. I keep looking at the laptop. So basically to deflect the blue rays. Yeah. Kiran, you have a question?
So that's why, sir, what we accept from others, we must give it to first to them.
Right, right. Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir,
So
when
how was
we
your birthday yesterday? How did you celebrate your birthday?
yes, sir. It was good, sir.
Okay, you have
And
not
all your
given us sweets, cakes.
special today.
Okay. Yeah.
And like how what yesterday you said this yesterday's emotions are tomorrow's
Yeah,
others. So,
realities.
so today I remembered that.
Okay,
Yeah, today I got blessing. So today is my blissful day.
okay, good. Yeah, thank you.
And doubt or question, whatever it might be, sir.
Okay.
But if we go on confronting with the egoistic person, always showing the negative emotions, and each and every time moving away from that person, and is
Okay.
there any other like every time, and that egoistic person would be thinking, yes, I'm right, she might be wrong, so
Okay.
she left away.
Yeah, that is all
How
common.
it should continue, sir, like
See, when there is a fight between fire and ice, who will win?
fire.
Yeah, be like fire. Use the power of your soul to melt the ice.
Yeah, every time moving away, even what I feel, okay, if we move away from that side, from that end, things go on calm.
Yeah,
After other things go on calm, then the person might understand. But
yeah,
that person is not at all understanding and still going on doing the continuing the things each and every time. So
mhm.
how to deal in certain conditions?
Yeah, that's a challenge. I definitely accept the challenge because in order to bring in some kind of transformation in other person, that calls for great personal strength. And the sad part of it is familiarity breeds contempt. Means people who are very close to us in our life will not understand our greatness or uh, our knowledge. They think that you are just a fool. That is how it is. Like especially when you're continuously in the companion of one person, they will know your weaknesses. So they think that whatever is talking is all useless. So that's a practical challenge between family members. You
Hmm.
might be influencing so many people outside your family. I can see it from you, like you're a coach. You have some skills that you're coaching. You might be influencing people, so those people will value you a lot more than your husband or your children, right?
Exactly,
Yes.
sir. Sir, I have valid students who respect me and they clear so many hurdles and all. But
Okay.
my son will tell me always, you are a fool. You
Yeah, that's
never
what.
knew things. How are you teaching there? He
Yeah,
will ask like that.
yeah, that is very common. Like
Uh,
that is what is known as familiarity breeds contempt. The more close you are, no, they will not. They'll stop seeing your greatness or the
Master,
value.
one request, Master. I just joined now after the meeting.
Okay.
Before coming to the next session tomorrow, can I have the recordings, Master?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So yesterday's
Sir,
session recording, it took a lot of time for processing. So only morning I could actually get it because I recorded it in the cloud. But today I did the local recording, so I'll have it instantly. So today evening I'll share both the videos. You can go through both the videos today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
sir, you remember there's a saying in Telugu,
Okay.
inti chettu mandu kadu.
Ah, yes, yes.
So
Right.
a professor outside, cannot be
Yeah.
even a teacher to his son.
పెరటి చెట్టు వైద్యానికి పనికిరాదంటారు.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, in Hindi, can we say diye ke piche andhera? The
No,
more you are likely
घर की
to.
मुर्गी दाल बराबर.
Sorry, घर की मुर्गी दाल
घर की
बराबर.
मुर्गी
Okay.
दाल बराबर.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Hi,
Yeah. Any questions,
hi,
please?
sir. Yeah,
Yeah,
hi, sir.
Rupachi.
This is
Yeah, hi.
Shirupa from Kolkata.
Yeah,
How
Rupachi.
are you, sir? Thank you so much,
I'm
sir, for
good.
the session.
Thank you. Thank
Sir,
you.
like yesterday, I was unable to, get in because there was internet connection was not
Okay.
there.
Okay.
So today I managed to, and I'm so happy. So,
Okay.
sir, like I have an issue it is related to my husband, right? So like in his office, okay, he has a senior, he always curses him. Okay, means always, like whenever he comes back to office, he always tells me to that what should I do, whatever work he does, he always say, he never motivates him, right? He always says this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, everything you do wrong, nothing correctly you work, right?
Yeah.
And he has joined newly, means his boss has joined newly in the
Okay.
company.
Okay.
Okay, sir. So he is in tremendous pressure, means mental pressure, I can say. So, sir, like in this case, like I always motivate him. I always tell him that please ignore what he says. You believe in confidence, be more confident, be just concentrate on your work, just ignore what he says. So, sir, like in this particular session, I found so many relevant things which you have said, which would relate to his work thing. But I would like to know, is there any technique which I can, teach him or tell him so he can come out from this situation?
Right. See, basically, this is not only in the case of boss and subordinate. You can use this for any purpose. Like, for example, so Master Choco used to say, what cannot be accomplished at fiscal level can be easily accomplished at a spiritual level. So for them to patch up, for the boss and the subordinate, like your husband and his boss, physically, if they sit together, if they go to a place where they can actually spend time in a relaxed manner, and if they start interacting with each other closely, there'll be some kind of friendliness which will develop. That is the physical level. Of course, there can be bombardment also. But if we can actually do it at a mental level or a spiritual level, definitely it will yield good results. So right now, what is happening is your husband is not being taken properly by his boss. So his boss is always trying to harass him. So in such a case, what your husband can do is, this is purely a mental exercise. He can completely relax and then start a visualization program wherein he is having very harmonious relationship with his boss. On top of that, he should with whole heart bless his boss.
Okay.
He should actually project lot of love and positive energy, saying that may you be blessed with good health, happiness, peace, illumination. May your family prosper. May you get good promotions. Like that, whatever good things that your husband can wish for that person, let him start bombarding. Every day morning, as soon as he gets up, no, ask him to start bless his boss.
Okay, sir.
The result will be amazing.
Okay,
think
sir.
Very
you
soon, he will change.
So much.
Instead, if he's actually throwing hatred, anger against his boss, this process will continue. So this has to be stopped. So further, the only remedy is your husband should project love energy.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
Ask
Sir,
him to
you
bless
spoke
his
about it,
face.
sir.
Pardon?
You spoke about it last time. You go in alpha level and do prayer for him so that everything will become all right. Alpha level.
Right. Yes.
That's what you talked last time during the
Yes,
last
yes,
session.
right. See, even I had bad bosses, bad clients. So I deal with them like this. Whenever I find some kind of resistance in other people, just project love energy to them. Give them lot of blessings. They'll start melting. They'll become normal, neutral, and they will become good friends.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
When I
much.
was working in Samsung, I had a very bad boss. He was very bad because he was trying to be like that with Indians. Means Koreans, they had a misconception saying, thinking that unless we are very serious, strict with Indians, they will not do work. So during their orientation trainings, he was trying to be like that. So always he used to scream, he used to put very angry faces. Like that he used to be. So I had to deal with this person. So what has happened is one day we got a report from headquarters. So he asked me to look into it and correct the issue. I looked at it and it was a very simple thing. Like it can be corrected with 2 minutes. I looked at it and I said, I used to call him Mr. Bay. Oh, Mr. Bay, no problem. I can easily handle it. There's no problem. I said. Then he became so furious. What nonsense are you talking? You said there is no problem, but there is a big problem. You got the point. I said, no problem, we'll handle it. He could not understand proper English and he started blasting. That was a time, even I was so angry. I was actually, it was like a war movement kind of thing. Then immediately I went back and then I used my technique. I started, okay, out of ignorance, you're talking like this. May you be blessed. Like that, I started pouring lot of love. Next day, he called me and he apologized, saying that, Srinivas, I'm very sorry. Let us be good friends. He came and he hugged me. After that, we were the thickest friends. He used to come to my house for dinners. So that kind of relationship can be built. This is the power of love. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what Jesus says. Bless them that curse you.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Sir,
Yeah.
along with this, where we have learned from you in the workshop of forgiveness,
Okay.
that has also given us a tremendous results, which was never ever been believed to happen in this life. You know, sir. So it was
Okay.
for a very small, uh, very petty things. There was some misunderstanding, and
Mhm.
just by praying for the forgiveness, by
Mhm.
giving forgiveness and asking of the forgiveness, this problem got resolved in a week's time.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yes, that I think I have shared earlier also, and today also I remember the same thing when you were telling about sharing love or praying for the
Right.
person who is having ill feelings for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Good. Thank you
Master,
for sharing. Yeah.
Master Kaladevi here.
Yeah.
After attending your session, previous session,
Mhm.
once in a meditation class, my master asked to bless your enemies. I am thinking. Nobody came into mind as my enemy.
Mhm.
So that is what I gained from your workshop.
Okay. Okay.
During that. Now I don't think there are people who are enemies for me.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks a lot for bringing
Okay.
that thing in my mind.
Okay. Good. Good. Thank you. Okay, that's all from my side. So nice having so much of a good interaction with you today. So I hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you so much. Let's catch up tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
To make all be happy.
Yeah, thank you.